Without a doubt, the number one opportunity for you to market your restaurant is inside your four walls. But the question is, how do you dominate that?
My goal is to help restaurant owners finally get to where they want to go. But more than that, my goal is to find entrepreneurs within that segment that actually know what it means to hustle. That's my goal. Come on the journey with me.
Restaurant Marketing Secrets, episode 261. I'm your host, Matt Plapp, and we're brought to you by America's Best Restaurants. America's Best Restaurants is on a path to help you, independent restaurant owners, find more frequent customers. Because right now, your restaurants are full of infrequent customers, new customers, people who haven't been back in a while. And unfortunately, they're not frequent enough to help you find the profits you need to get to where you want to go. This is starting to get really fun. About every 2 or 3 days, I get an email from one of you, the listeners, thanking me for the podcast, encouraging me to keep going. And I can't tell you how important that is for somebody that sits behind a microphone or camera a lot. Even though I 100% believe in the message I'm putting out there and I know that it's correct, you still have self-doubt and you're wondering, shit, is anybody actually listening? Yeah, the stats show me there's thousands of downloads, but you start to wonder maybe if that's just your mom and dad listening over and over again. But no, in all seriousness, I appreciate the feedback and I look forward to creating topics that you want to hear about. So today's topic comes from an email that telling me to keep going. And I said, hey, by the way, what is something that you would like to hear answered on the podcast? And he asked about in-store marketing. And I'll wrap it up. He basically asked about dominating in-store marketing is how I view it. So in-store marketing, why is it so important? And after the break, we're going to get to my exact strategy. But why is it so important? Because it's the biggest form of trust given to you by a consumer. If you think about the places that you interact with consumers, the number one place that we all get visibility is probably driving by your sign every day. Well, if somebody's driving to and from work, to and from their house, going to the baseball field, whatever, they've not done anything to strategically make sure they drive by your sign. You just happen to be there. So the next place you get a lot of visibility is social media. Yes, they might have taken the effort to follow your page and like it, or they might just be seeing it because one of their friends shared it or engaged in it and it came on your timeline. Again, they haven't done a whole lot at that point to build, I guess you could say you haven't done a whole lot to build a lot of trust with them because all they've done is really seen your social media. The next step for me would be going to your website. Hey, they actually went out of their way to go look at what you're doing. Now you've built more trust. There's the what Ivan Misner and others in the business world call know, like, and trust. People know you, and then they begin to like you, and then they trust you. And when they know, like, and trust you is when they hand you their credit card. So I guess we could say this. Driving by your restaurant and seeing you on social media is knowing. Going to your website is taking that know to know and like. Hey, they know you. They probably like you because they want to see what kind of food you have. They want to look at online ordering. They want to look at where you're located. They want to see your story, whatever. The last part of that is trust. And trust comes when they pay you, when they order on your website, when they order on a third party, when they call and place an order. But the ultimate form of trust for me when it comes to marketing is that person that went out of their way to drive to your restaurant, park in your parking lot, walk in your front door, and hand you payment. They have done more than anybody else, and they deserve more attention than anybody else. And that is where the marketing aspect comes from. You need to have tactics in place inside your four walls to make sure that every single person that walks in that door has the opportunity to give you their information very seamlessly.
We interrupt this programming for a brief announcement from our sponsor.
Hey, it's Matt.
Okay, there's no sponsor here, just us. We don't have advertising in our podcast. It's just us dropping value to help you build the ultimate marketing plan for your restaurant. But I want you to take advantage of something. We have our America's Best Restaurants University. Yes, it's not actually a university. It's an online training, but it is a great place for you to learn how to market your restaurant at a high level and join our community online and in our Facebook group. Go to abru.online/free. abru.online/free. Join the ABR University and let us help you get to the next level. Now back to the show. And when I see seamless, I mean with ease. I mean without friction. We had a video that went up 2 days ago on my social media handles. By the way, go follow me. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. It's Matt Plapp. Just my name. It's easy to find. But we had a video of a restaurant we visited last week to film America's Best Restaurants at. Amazing food. Awesome environment. I mean, top-notch restaurant around the board. Well, I got the receipt, and it asked me to join a loyalty program and claim my points, and it wasn't seamless. I had to write my email address on there. And why that's not seamless for me is, number one, you're now relying on a human to take time out of their day and put that in places. And I can promise you that human gets lazy and tired of doing that crap and quits doing it eventually. Number two, you can't read half the emails. Like, I wrote mine on there and I tried to write it good. And I was even questioning what the hell I wrote. That is not seamless. Seamless is ease, is scanning a code and going to a place that does not have a lot of friction. There's a website company out there, Popmenu, that has really cool websites, but their VIP program, as they call it, which I don't really think it is, it's actually more of a loyalty program, is not seamless, because if I'm already signed up under another restaurant and I go to click it on a new one, well, now it asks me for a password and I don't know what the hell the password is. And now there's confusion and I click buttons and it keeps taking me back to the beginning. It's not seamless. Your restaurant's data gathering tactics should be yours, not combined with other people. Different podcast. But also, more importantly, it should be really simple. Scan here. Here's how to take the action. I'm done. So the question was, in this email, let me read it to you exactly as it comes across. Let me go here. He's got some great pictures. It says, I'm halfway through your podcast. I'm interested with in-store marketing. Right now, I'm in the process of making designs to advertise the key parts of our business: carry out, catering, birthday parties, and social media. When somebody walks around, I want our restaurant to advertise itself. For instance, by our curbside signs, I had my dog illustrated promoting our curbside pickup. How it works is on top, and then the promotion of our delivery platforms on the bottom. What is a good way to also tie in acquisition methods with these advertisements? How do you use table toppers to acquire information? We want to set up a photo booth. How would we acquire a customer's information with that? Which, by the way, I have a friend that owns a company that does that. Bill Herlosky up there in New York. How do we get a customer in the urinal to scan a code? And what about while they're sitting down waiting to be seated on a busy Sunday with their eyes drift across the top of the store where the banners are? So it all comes down to one thing. So the number one thing I will let you know, and this is, I got a book sitting in front of me. I highly suggest everybody buy this book. This is more of a marketing services company book, but there is a lot of validity to what he talks about that will resonate with restaurants. It's called $100 Million Offers. The book title is actually 100M Offers by Alex Hormozi. The bottom of the book has exactly what's going to answer your question here. How to make offers so good people feel stupid saying no. So there are two parts to this equation with regards to in-store marketing. Number one, I guess I'll say this. You can have number one or number two. If you combine them, it's gold. Number one, you 100% must have buy-in from the team. That is unacceptable to not make a concerted effort in an exciting way to get people's information. It's got to be just like washing your hands when you go to the restroom, just like putting gloves on when you serve certain food. It's got to be on your David Scott Peters checklist. Which, by the way, if you haven't signed up for his event, May 17th and 18th in Vegas, make sure you look him up online. He's got an awesome event coming up. We're going to be there. But David Scott Peters has checklists. And if it's on the checklist, it has to be done. And so your employees have to know that when somebody walks through the door, they have to engage them in a meaningful manner, in an exciting way, to get them to take the action you want with regards to joining your program or scanning a code or entering a contest. And we'll get to that in a second, because we're finding out on our end that we got to put it in the consumer's hands and take it more out of the employee's hands with most restaurants. And so within that means, you have to have those strategies in place they understand. And I'll give you an example. I walked into a Panera Bread a few years back, and I, no lie, walked up to the front register, and the lady goes, "You don't want to give me your email, do you?" I was like, no, I actually don't. Okay. And I just went on. Flash forward a couple years later, I'm working at Rapid Fired Pizza on Mall Road in Florence, Kentucky for Michael Castleman, who's now sold it to a friend of mine, Patrick Harder. But I went and worked there for 3 months because I wanted to understand retail a little deeper, because I had never physically served pizza at a restaurant or served food. I had handled marketing. I had been around it a lot, but never actually been an employee to customers. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching the register, and people are walking up, and the employee's like, "Hey man, scan the QR code." And they're like, "Why?" "Well, you get something." "What do I get?" "I don't really know." "I'm good, man." And they would walk on. And so the one young man, after I watched him do this a handful of times, says, "Hey man, can I do the next one? I want to show you how I perceive it happening." "Yeah, sure, man. I struggle. Nobody ever signs up." I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, I know nobody signs up. I see the back end, and we get 5 customers a week join the damn program. So I walk over there, customer walks up, and I see that he's got, he ordered a pizza. He didn't get a dessert pizza. I said, "Man, have you ever had the dessert pizzas here? I see you didn't get one." "No, you got dessert pizza?" Like, "Oh, dude, we got this one. Oh, man, those look unbelievable. Hey, but I want to get you a free one your next. Are you down for a free one on your next visit?" "Well, hell yeah. Cool. Do me a favor. Scan this QR code. It's going to take you into Messenger. It's going to ask you 5 simple questions. Go ahead and do it for me real quick. It takes 10 seconds. Grab their phone, have them hold the QR code like you hold it. Watch them do it. Scan the code. Yeah, click that, click that, click that. Cool. Yeah, you got that. You're in, brother. A couple hours, you're going to get a message sent to you with your free dessert pizza. You're going to freaking love it next time. Make sure you let me know what you think of it when you're in here next time." "Cool. See you, brother." Dude actually fist bumped me and walked on. And he's like, the employee's like, "Whoa, shit, bro. That was legit." And I'm like, yeah, you've got to know, you've got to own the process. You got to be excited about it. The second part is exactly what I started off with here. Make them an offer so good they feel dumb saying no to. And this is where we're coming to the conclusion on our end that we have to put the conversation more on the consumer side than the employee. And what I mean by that is we're working with hundreds of restaurants nationwide, and I can 100% tell you that 75% of the employees do a terrible job at getting people to opt into programs how I just laid out for you. They don't give a shit that much. They don't understand it enough. They haven't been trained. You have, frequent turnover. And so one thing I've been discussing internally with my team is, how do we take the conversation and still train the employees and hopefully get buy-in, but put it more in the consumer side? And I'm like, what if every month the restaurant gave away something massive? $1,000 prize, $500 prize, whatever. Like me, if I owned a restaurant, let's say I'm doing $800,000 a year in sales. If I want to grow that 800, I need to be spending about 7%. There's between 2 to 7%, and it really dictates a lot of factors, but more than anything, how much you want to grow. So if I'm spending 7%, that means I'm spending $49,000 a year. Can I spend $12,000 of that budget every month or every year on something once a month? So $1,000 cash. What if you literally make it every month we give away $1,000 cash to a customer? The simple way to get in this drawing is to scan that QR code. And customers are going to see this, and especially once they see it, once you do it a couple times on social media, and they go, "Oh shit, that Jimmy, the guy I went to high school with, got $1,000 last month? I'm scanning that." So you make an offer so good they can't resist. Maybe you change it up. You take that $1,000, you go to a local business and you buy something from them. $1,000 gift card to the gym down the street, $1,000 gift card to the auto repair shop, whatever. Could be a cool little marketing promotion too. But it puts it more on the consumer. It puts the onus on the consumer. So the question was, how do I get people to get into these different programs this customer has in the bathroom, at the table, in the drive-thru. You give them one of those two equations. Your employees are hardcore with it, or your employees are hardcore with it and you have an irresistible offer that people feel stupid saying no to, or you just depend on the second part. And I think if you have a strong enough offer on the second part and you build excitement within your team, you'll get there. Because it's a lot easier with when people walk into, let's say it was Rapid Fired Pizza, and somebody walks in and they go, before I get your order, did you scan the QR code to get in this month's $1,000 cash winning contest? No, like if they're a brand new person, no, what are you talking about? Oh, every month we give away $1,000. There's Mike Smith. He won it last month. It's a picture of him and our owner. Oh, shit. And by the way, when you scan it, it's going to get your entry. You got your name, phone number, email, so we can contact you. And then it's also going to deliver to you XYZ. So that's where you can take people down the path of how to order online, how to do a third party, how to place a catering order. That's how you get them into your marketing funnel. So there we go. I appreciate the email, Michael. I appreciate you sending me the words of encouragement. And I appreciate you giving me a topic because I love this shit. And this topic is one of my favorite. I hope that helped. See you around. So as you know, I don't charge for my content. We don't have sponsors. We don't have product placement in here. But what I want your help with is spreading the word. If you're finding value here, do me a favor. Share this on your social media. Share an episode with something that made sense to you, that's relevant to your restaurant, that you got value from, and tag Matt Plapp and America's Best Restaurants. Also, go to America's Best Restaurants on Facebook and on Google and leave us a review. Let us know the impact we've had on your restaurant with our roadshow, with our marketing help, or with our podcast. And last but not least, if you want to take the next step and help me out a lot and help us out a lot, text me a testimonial, 859-743-2408. That's my cell. A selfie video would be awesome about the impact this content or our company is having on your independent restaurant. But worst case scenario, just a few kind words. The way we can help lift this industry up is to help get content like this to more independent restaurant owners, and you are the key to spreading the word. I appreciate your support. Have an amazing day.